All right, big welcome to everyone from 뮤지션스클럽, South Korea, Iconic Guitars, Carlsbad, California. A pleasure to have you all here. We're going to take you on a little tour of our facility. Looking forward to seeing our guitars over there with everyone. Let's begin. So some of the production guitars will come through here and rest for a couple of days. As we get to the very beginning of the process, we start with the raw lumber. We've just had a small load of lumber dropped off here. We've got some basswood, mahogany, swamp ash, maple, some African mahogany I see in here, and then on the bottom there's some superior grade alder. And all of those great tone woods will make their way into one of our guitars at some point based on what the order is. Typical woods that we use for our tamarack will be either a alder body or a swamp ash body. And once this raw lumber is processed and cut to size, it comes over here, gets ready to become a body blank. You can see we've got some one-piece swamp ash. We've got some neck blanks in preparation right here. We've got some of our becoming very famous roasted 5A flame maple here. We take these thicker boards like this, and this would be for a maple. If you ordered a maple neck with a maple fretboard, you can see if we come back here is the process where we'll take the same piece of wood and we mark that piece of wood. Then we do the machine process, put the truss rod in, and then that same piece of wood becomes the fretboard. So you'll have the back wood, the neck wood, that is one piece of wood. It's ripped, and then you have the fretboard glued back on, all from the same piece of wood. So if you order a 5A roasted flame maple from us, these are the boards that you'll see. And you can see here's one right here. Some additional pieces that are glued and ready to go. These will be in production probably later this week, maybe early next week. Ebony fretboards, we've got a big load of these coming over right now. Indian rosewood, so we do our best to get the most black ebony that we possibly can. We also have CITES permitted Brazilian rosewood for the very discerning customer that is not inexpensive. Some more additional body blanks, and you can see where we keep just enough space in between all of them. There's spacers in here so that air can continue to flow. There's no moisture that can get in here and mess with the billets from up here. We've got, you can see they're graded 3A, 4A, 5A. That's pretty much the only market that we play in. Nothing really lower than that. That would just be a paint grade top. Anything lower than a 3A flame or quilt for us, we'll just paint over. It's just we'd like to maintain a quality level of 3A or higher on the tops that we're using on our guitars. You can see our CNC machine right now cutting some bodies. Once our bodies are final sanded, this is another area that we hit. So the first area of QC that we hit is right there at when lumber arrives. We'll go and inspect every single board that comes, and whatever doesn't meet our standard goes right back on the truck as a refuse, and we don't pay for those, obviously. And whatever we've accepted will go in. So that's our first area of QC hard stop. And once the bodies are sanded, they'll go on to here in an effort to stay where we are in production. But you can see these have all been QC'd. We know who did the final QC. Here's our last hurrah of catching any deficiency before we would go into paint. We've got two different racks and we've got two different spray booths here at Iconic Guitars. And both of those are used for two different things. Certainly they're putting finish on guitars. But in our smaller booth, we utilize this booth for all of our metallic finishes and all of our flake finishes, both of which we've become really well known for because we do them quite a bit and we get a good call for them. It's just been freshly cleaned out. We've got some necks in process in there right now. It is very rare that this booth is this clean without any sparkle or metallic or anything in it. So that's probably the rarest opportunity you're going to see to where we can actually do some nitro finishes on some necks in here. And then we move over to the big booth, which never, ever gets metallic or flake in it. This booth is where we do all of our opaque colors and all of our clear coats. And once we do that, we'll come on over into here. With our poly paint jobs, we'll usually wait 2 or 3 days for a full hard cure. And we move into the cutting and buffing room. So we can see Scott doing some woodworking in here right now. But normally this rack back here is all filled with bodies. And the guys will be here taking that finish to a perfectly mirror. What we're looking at right behind us is fret preparation. He's doing fretboard edges right now. One of the things that we also offer is a variety of edge roll on our fretboard. You can get just edge broken, like a lot of modern guitar players prefer not a quite as bit of round over. A good bit of our vintage series and our vintage modern series will have a medium roll on the fretboard edge. Gives a really nice feel to the to the thumb area and to the finger area as they're wrapping around the fretboard. Once the bodies and necks are complete, they'll move over here into the queue. We're now entering final assembly. When final assembly is ready, you'll come and grab the body. You'll grab the corresponding parts bin that goes with that and move on to the bench. So that's kind of the same thing that goes on all the way through here. But once we leave this area, final assembly, the guitars will go in a waiting queue, and then they'll get quality controlled, put in the case with all the case candy, certificate of authenticity, and then right over here, you can see we've got guitars that are getting ready to, actually I think these may be 뮤지션스클럽 cases right here.